It does not have to be a new year, a new you. It just has to be a healthier you in the new year, you guys. Make sure you check down below in the description box where you can find the links to TLC products, including the ISOT, the NutriBurst, the Life Drops, the Resolution Drops. There's just so many things there to help you in burning fat and staying healthy. There's even the new Immune Tea, which I'm going to order. So I can't wait to try that. And I hope they get the sea moss back. But I do love the sea moss from Mint and Ocean. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be a commercial. Yes, okay? Get those TLC products from me. And do not forget that my biggest life change has been through Kiara LASHAE, Team LASHAE, ifyoucanmove.com. You guys get cute little outfits from Peja and Amari. You also check out Just Move supplements because she is helping us with the energy. Okay, this is the energy supplement. Love it. Okay, just got my protein. Gonna get me some after I work out. So yeah, y'all, down below in the description box, support. So you guys are always asking me where I get my glasses from. So I thought I would finally give y'all a real little ad, okay? Firmoo, I can't see, bitch. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. These are my new Firmoo glasses here. Super cute, right? They are prescription because I'm like totally blind. And I got these matte ones that I think are really dope. And I felt like they would go good with the fact that I no longer have hair. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you guys can use my link and give me credit. And get you some glasses from Firmoo. Come on in. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue and I am back for another Married to Medicine. I'm bored. Can I say that? I'm bored. I know it's only episode 2 and I'm gonna hold on and hopefully it'll get more entertaining as we go on. But as of right now, I'm bored. So Toya leaves Anila, whatever the new girl's name is. She's just a new girl for right now until I get more familiarized with her. So Toya leaves the new girl. So go and see what the men doing because she drunk and she agitated with these old bad chicks not being able to put their issues to the side. But the truth of the matter is if she wouldn't have had this loud outburst, maybe they actually would have been able to get somewhere in the conversation because they were having a genuine conversation before she decided to blow up and storm off and go over to the husbands and tell, Cecil, your wife working on my nerves, and then, turns to Dr. Jackie's husband and your wife working on my nerves. And then Dr. Damon and your wife really working on my nerves. And it's just like, wait a minute. Okay, Dr. Eugene, get your wife. Because she out here wilding. Okay, she out here doing the most. Dr. Simone tells Heavenly that she isn't harboring any ill will towards her. It feels that way. Okay, but okay. Heavenly says, okay, but what about you and Jackie? Can we get this situation with you and Jackie together? And Simone is hurt that Jackie said Heavenly was worth the same as far as the friendship is concerned as Simone was, because Simone is like, we've been friends for 20 plus years. And I feel like, how can you compare a friendship and you only been friends with this girl for what, max 5 years? How can you compare the two? And I feel like, I think there's a point in friendships where so many years doesn't matter and not enough years doesn't. Okay? Meaning I have friendships where I've been friends with somebody since I was a kid, since I was a teenager. And that friendship is nowhere to be found these days. I have another friend that I've only been friends with for about 2 or 3 years, and we talk damn near every week. So ultimately, I feel like that time frame means nothing, especially if there's a lot of water under the bridge, or if the relationship has run its course, because sometimes even after 20 years, relationships can run their course. And I think what also happens is that when there's an alpha female in a friend group, eventually those other women no longer feel the need to play subordinate roles in your story. And I think Simone is at a point where she's tired of having to go to Jackie. She's tired of having to be the bigger person. She's tired of having to go to Jackie because Jackie is put on a pedestal. And I honestly feel like, that's where Simone is with it right now as far as her relationship with Jackie is concerned. Jackie feels like Simone didn't defend her or correct Buffy. And I'm like, there was no need for Simone to correct Buffy. You were wrong. You were the one that needed to be corrected. So I feel like you nice, nasty, wanting some undying loyalty from your friends. You may not be saying it, but it's what you require because you cut Simone off when she chooses to not validate your bullshit. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like friends like that. I also don't, like, tell me if you have a problem with me. Tell me if you have an issue with me, and let's have a conversation like two grown women. But I think Jackie really thinks that Simone is supposed to come to the situation in some subordinate, subservient manner to her. And I'm just not here for it at all, which is why I feel like Jackie needs to go to Simone and not Simone having to go to Jackie. So because Jackie and Simone can't really have this conversation, Simone walks away. She got emotional. Okay, like, you need to walk away from it. Sit down. Had a conversation. But whatever. She had to walk away for a moment. When she comes back, she says that her issue with Jackie has nothing to do with Heavenly, but she still has her issue with Heavenly because she didn't expect for her to go so gutter as the way she did, talking about her husband and his drinking and him not having a job. And I will say this again. Dr. Heavenly always goes gutter. I don't know where you've been, Simone. And I do understand where Dr. Heavenly is coming from when she feels like Cecil shouldn't have came at me. If he didn't want all of what I bring, he shouldn't have came at me. I don't give a shit whether it was lightweight or not. Him commenting on my house and telling me I need to wash my house. I'm saying, if somebody told me that I need to pressure wash my house, I'm probably going to tell them, give me the money so I could pay for it to get pressure washed, since you care so much about what my house look like. I would have felt some type of way about that comment. I'm just saying. But at the same time, I don't know if I would have did all of that. I don't know if I would have went as far as Heavenly goes. Heavenly goes far. But at the same time, I feel like, you kind of started it a little bit. Simone then says, I could have said a lot of shit about Dr. Damon. And I'm just like, no, you couldn't have. No, you couldn't have. I'm going to tell you why you couldn't have. Because Dr. Damon don't do nothing to nobody, don't say nothing to nobody, and he's not online addressing any of the women on the cast, which is why Heavenly feels the way she does, okay? And like I said, I kind of sort of understand that. But I also understand Simone feeling like I can't fool with you for dragging the shit that I've told you as a friend out onto social media to get back at my husband over some silly shit. If Simone doesn't want to be friends with Heavenly anymore, that's fine. But the fact that we have to keep talking about this over and over again, what is gonna be, bitch? Okay? What's it gonna be? Cause I can pretend, no. What's it gonna be, bitch? Are y'all gonna be friends or not? Are you gonna get over that? Or is that going to be a reason why you two never can be friends again? Like, I think Simone keeps going back and forth. Like, just like she did in this scene. In one moment, I have no ill will towards you. In the next moment, I'm just so disappointed that you went so gutter. Bitch, either get over it or don't get over it. But I'm tired of having this conversation. When Dr. Simone brought out, I could say something about Damon, Heavenly was like, bring it out then. I'm trying to be friends with your dirty ass. I was like, damn, she gotta be dirty. Okay. Anila says, she's the one that got all in Simone's face and everything. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, Heavenly definitely is doing her job on the show. The way y'all say that, Kenya is doing her job on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Heavenly is over here on Married to Medicine, acting a fool, doing the most for the show. Okay, I was like, look at you with your stomach out. Got your torso out. All right, bitch. I wish you and Dr. Simone would either just choose to be friends or not be friends. But I'm tired of y'all having the same argument over and over again at this point. I feel like I've given my opinion on this enough. I see both sides of it. If y'all don't want to fool with one another, let that be that. Toya talks to her sons about their schooling, okay? They're transitioning from a white school to a more diverse school because, Toya feels like I'm paying $25,000. Don't embarrass me out in front of these folks, okay? But she wanted her kids to, be in a more diverse environment because when Black Lives Matter, she felt like the school wasn't handling it appropriately. And I just kind of feel like, I know for one thing, black folks gonna get tired of putting the black kids in all white spaces and not understanding what that does to their psyche and what that does to them as a person. Our identity as black people is very much tied to our personal identity, how we see ourselves, how the world sees us. It's not our fault. We didn't choose for y'all to make everything about race the way y'all do, but y'all did it, and we live in this environment, so it is what it is. Nobody should have to go to school and see no representation of themselves. Okay? Like, and I mean, even in the teachers, it bothered me that none of my teachers were black in middle school. I may have had other black kids at the school, but I feel like it's totally different when somebody is teaching you from the standpoint of having an understanding what it is to be a black person. And white people seem to know history, but conveniently forget the history that, you know, has something to do with how they treat black people, which I feel like is so convenient and such bullshit. And it does a disservice not only to our children, but to their own children, because they continue to put in the school system that we should be ignorant of racism and what it does. Like, y'all want to continue to do that. We can do all of these history lessons on how shit affected the Jewish people in the Holocaust. We can talk about how things affected the Native Americans after, you know, white people came over here and raped and pillaged and shit. Like, we can always talk about somebody else's triumph and trial and tribulation and what's been done to them and the overall effects it's had over time. We can always talk about that when it comes to everybody but black people in this school system, in the overall school system that most black kids are put in. They are not taught about themselves in an accurate way at all. They're never really taught by people who understand and have sympathy for who they are, especially if those teachers are white. Most of those teachers only understand history in the world from the viewpoint of a white person, and that is a skewed viewpoint. So ultimately, y'all gonna get tired of putting y'all kids in these situations. Okay? Toya, nobody needs to know how much the school costs. I understand what you mean, but nobody needs to know how much the school costs. And when your sons are telling you that you don't need another expensive ass purse, okay, because you acting like their education should ever take a backseat to your obsession with keeping up with the Joneses, bitch, cut it out. Cut it out. Don't do that no more. Because you're teaching your children what should be of value to them. And their education, yeah, it might be of value, but, you know, my mom's purses are a close second. No, not at all. Po Eugene, working his damn little fingers and toes to the bone. Po Eugene. If it wasn't for this show, you know, I'd say that bitch need to go get a job, something. And then she complains about having to homeschool her kids like she wasn't a teacher. Wasn't she a teacher? Y'all get Toya the hell away from me. Y'all, let's move on to Scott and Contessa, y'all. So Scott and Contessa have finally finished her schooling. She went back to school, she finished, and now she and Scott are opening a practice together. Y'all know they having issues in their marriage, but they gonna go ahead and go in half on a business. So not only are we gonna be around each other at home, but we're gonna be around each other when it comes to the business as well. Even though we don't really like each other right now. I was like, oh, okay. She wants to make sure that they're working on their relationship. So she wants them to go back to therapy. He feels like they're at a point where they don't need therapy anymore and they can just do it themselves. I said, if that was the case, you wouldn't be talking about the need for therapy. If that was the case, Scott, that sounds dumb to me. I don't understand why, you know, just stereotypically men have such a hard time going to talk to somebody about their issues when they obviously have issues. And if you knew it all and had this understanding, then you wouldn't have these issues. Duh. Somehow they still agree to go ahead and work on their communication. Heavenly has opened her practice back up, you know, after everything had to shut down for the Rona. And cute, Funky Dineva comes in to get some teeth replaced on the side of his mouth because, you know, it's hard to talk shit about people with teeth missing. That's what Dr. Heavenly said, okay? So I thought that was really cute. I'm glad that he got his little, you know, they put him on the show and showed his videos and stuff like that. And I thought that was cute. I'm here for that. Because to me personally, I feel like the more they showcase YouTube and vloggers, the more they make space for the rest of us. Because I feel like a lot of times people don't exactly know what to do with us because our profession is new. It's newer. In the past decade, this is something that you can now make a living doing. And it wasn't like that in the 90s or in the early 2000s for that matter. It just had started off around that time. So I feel like, you know, the more you see vloggers and YouTubers on television or making their rounds on places like Fox Soul, like Quentin is doing, I think that it opens doors for the rest of us. So I think it's amazing. And you know, shout out to Dr. Heavenly for being somebody that's open to work with us in the first place. And that's why I'll always kind of have a little love for Dr. Heavenly, because I feel like, first of all, she's funny. Second of all, I understand her particular brand of ignorance because, like I said, Miami, New Orleans. Always, I tell y'all, these are two port cities that have a lot in common when it comes to our level of hood, you know, fool fuck niggatry. Shout out to Roxanne. Okay, like it's very similar, bitch. It's very similar. Okay, so you know, I have a special love for the Miami people out here, for the Florida people. You know, and I say that because I mean the black people and the Hispanic people, because some of that Florida white shit is just way too much. way too much. Okay. You know, it's a lot of racism. So I just want to make sure I'm focusing in on that particular, you know, place. But yeah, I just kind of feel like people can't take what we do all the time. And for somebody to be able to take what we do and, you know, still work with us and all of that type of stuff, I love when I see that. And I think it takes a certain type of person that can laugh at themselves, and I'll always respect that. And I see that in Dr. Heavenly. I don't have to agree with the things she says and does all the time, just the way I know she don't agree with the shit I say and do all the time. That never happens. That does not mean I can't like somebody. And I know a lot of y'all don't like Dr. Heavenly, and I kind of do. It's just... sorry, I kind of like Dr. Heavenly, bitch. It is what it is. I'm coming out the closet. I like Dr. Heavenly, okay? So, y'all, we see Anila and her husband, Kieran. He's an ocular plastic surgeon. So, he's making that paper, making it money. Okay? Shout out to Bone Thugs Harmony. And she used to do fashion forecasting. She says, the devil wears Prada. That was my job. I was like, well, all right, beat. And now she's a blogger. Okay, listen, child. Now she's a blogger. And I just kind of feel like, child, you doing what Toya's ass needed to be doing. Figure out a way to make some money from home, so you can be there for your kids, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And still help your husband out. You know, but I do think that's what Married to Medicine does for her. But you need to parlay that into other streams of revenue, because obviously it's not enough. I feel like Dr. Eugene is over there, you know, well, I work my fingers down to the bone and I work my ass off so you can live good. See, there it is, baby, that ungrateful shit. I don't know. I'm not doing this shit for nothing. I paid a car note, light bill, house note. Shout out to Genuine, bitch. Okay, listen. I know Dr. Eugene be listening to that shit in the car on the way home, trying to get his mind together before he go home to hear her complain about some dumb shit. Okay, after watching people die all day. Lord have mercy. But listen, back to Anila, okay? She met Toya through the man who built Toya's house, because he's now building their home. And they're doing it during COVID, so there's a lot of restrictions, a lot of stress. You know, it's a whole situation. We understand. So Simone is throwing a party in the parking lot for her son's graduation, and she didn't invite Dr. Jackie, and everybody's feeling a way about that. I think Dr. Jackie delivered him or something like that, you know, something along those lines. So, you know, we go way back, and this how you gonna do me, bitch. This would have been a perfect opportunity for us to have a conversation and let bye bitches be bye bitches. But I also feel like Dr. Simone has every right to dictate who comes to her son's birthday party, especially if that person is only there because they're her friend. Okay? Maybe I would have asked my son, you know, hey, do you want her to be here? You know, is it a big deal for you? It's probably not a big deal for him. Yes, they have a relationship, but if it made everybody more comfortable, if it made Simone, the mama, more comfortable to not have Dr. Jackie there, then so be it. It's just not a big deal to me the way people felt about it, you know. And I know Dr. Jackie's feelings were hurt, and she's entitled for her feelings to be hurt because of what they meant for one another. But I also feel like you're always going to be the victim, aren't you? You're always going to be the one that's the, being wronged in a situation. You're never going to look at it like, well, maybe I need to reach out to Simone, because if she didn't feel, like she wanted me there, maybe the issue is deep and we really need to talk. So let me reach out to her because I care about our friendship. It's always on Jackie's terms. So if Simone didn't want to invite her, so be it. Toya and Anila are there with their families, and there is pressure on Simone that she needs to, take that step with Jackie. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like everybody keeps putting it on Simone. Toya was annoyed that Simone couldn't just be honest and say what she needed or wanted from Jackie. And I'm like, child, she was in the middle of having that conversation before you had your loud drunken outburst, but okay. Simone says that she was being honest, with her feelings with Jackie. And Toya's like, okay, girl, okay. And I'm like, just because people don't handle situations the way you want them to, it does not mean that it's not being handled. And it doesn't mean you get to be aggravated about it either. Like, I get it. I'm that friend who's kind of like, you just say what the fuck on your mind. I'm that friend too. I get that. But you need to learn that everybody ain't gonna handle shit the way you do. Something I've learned as I've gotten older. So Simone goes to see Dr. Heavenly, and they discuss their issues. And a lot of people felt like, how you gonna go see Dr. Heavenly before you go see Dr. Jackie? And I was like, I think it's because the issue is not as deep. And I really do feel like Simone is tired of taking the first step. So they discussed their issues. She felt like Simone took Mariah's side when she said she had receipts on Dr. Damon. And Heavenly apologizes for what she said about, Simone's husband. And she wants to move forward. And Heavenly tells Simone that she has to be the one to reach out to Jackie. That's basically what happened. So they have their come to Jesus moment, which I'm happy for. And I feel like if Simone and Heavenly can make up, then eventually we will get the little group back together. I'm just wondering how many episodes we gonna have to sit through having these same conversations about these same problems before we actually get to that place. That's what I'm wondering. I'm also wondering how long Jackie gonna use Buffy as a storyline. Buffy is my friend in my head now, so I kind of was just like, you still don't see how you was wrong for that? Okay. I guess, girl. I guess, Dr. Jackie. Anyway, you guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all. Share me with your people. It's much appreciated. And I'll see y'all in the next one.